What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to this episode of There Is Only Warhammer. This episode is going to concentrate on transports, all printed out. So let's go, because you know the score by now. Okay, lock your safety harness and keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle, folks. Today we're looking at transports. Loads of you have been asking on our Warhammer 40,000 Facebook page for a few more details on this. So we'll see what we can do to answer your questions. Transports have some pretty fundamental changes in the new Warhammer 40,000. Previously they were a bit of a mixed bag, and while usually quite a good tool to keep your troops alive and get them across the battlefield, a lot of the time their main purpose ended up being just to soak up the first volley of enemy heavy weapon shots meant for the squad inside. Yeah. In the new Warhammer 40,000, transports are almost universally better. They are more durable, faster, many are better at shooting, and all have a fewer limitations on the units disembarking from them. For example, a unit disembarking from a transport is no longer prevented from charging that turn. Units now disembark at the start of the movement phase, before the transport moves, but can then move, shoot and fight normally in that turn. This opens up a lot of tactical options for both shooting and combat themed armies, especially now that multiple units can share a single transport up to its capacity. For a combat army, this will mean you will need to get your transports where you need them in the previous turn. Yes, for a combat army, this will mean that you will need to get your transports where you need them in the previous turn for maximum effect. One tactic we've seen used to good effect already is to then use the transport charge in alongside the unit into combat. We've already seen that vehicles can charge and fight in melee like all other models, and while they might not be the kings of close combat, they are generally pretty durable and can soak up the firepower of enemy units in Overwatch before they're potentially more fragile passengers and make it in. This is particularly handy with units like Witches, Orc Boys and Harlequins, to whom Overwatch fire can prove especially deadly. Here's an example of one such transport, the Harlequin Starweaver. There you go. I'll read it out anyway. So, Starweaver, movement 16 inches, weapon skill 3+, ballistic skill 3+, strength 5, toughness 5, wounds 6, attacks 3, leadership 8, and save is 4+. You can see already that this is likely to be considerably more durable than it is today, and the skill of the Harlequin pilots makes it not too shabby in a fight. This being open top 2, the passengers in it can shoot normally, even after that huge 16-inch move, and still shoot pistols into units that are in combat with their transport in their own shooting phase. It doesn't all go transport's way though. Being inside an exploding vehicle is still bad news. Models inside a wrecked transport will now die on a roll of a 1. This isn't so bad for units like Orcs and Guardsmen, who were used to taking a few casualties when losing their transport, but it's going to hurt a bit more for elite units, so be sure to put valuable units in your most durable transports like Land Raiders and Battle Wagons. So, lots to take in there. Expect a lot of transports to play a much bigger part in the new edition. One thing I thought about transports in that situation is you should be able to keep from your opponent, I feel, which units are in which transport, as long as you write it down, because your opponent wouldn't know, would he? Anyway, so lots to take in there. Expect transports to play a much bigger part in the new edition. I'll be back on Monday to kick off the week with some news from Ultramar. Yeah, that's like I was saying, that I think it should be kept secret. Well, I don't see why you couldn't do that. Just simple matter to write down what units are in what transports. If you tell them at the start, then you know, like your elite units in the Land Raider, say, or it could be in the Rhino, just for the heck of it. Doesn't necessarily follow that they would go in the beefier tanks just because they want to try and protect themselves more. It doesn't follow. It would be whatever suited the battle. I mean, their opponent would not know. So I would thought there would be a way of doing that. But anyway, that's just me. Thanks for watching. Remember, all brushes lead to what? I will see you on the next video. Bye for now, folks.